And here we are again. Welcome back to another epic episode of Strange Famous 2024 edition. Today, I'm here with my good friend and client, Deepak Mokha.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you again for like the 800th time.
I know.
We're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors. And then when we get back, Deepak and I are going to get into business, life, and romance. Stay tuned.
Stand out with bold, original content. At Medina Media Productions, we craft creative, engaging posts, manage your social media, and drive real leads that convert. From eye-catching visuals to scroll-stopping videos, we bring your brand to life. Let's turn followers into customers. The Green Energy 360 process can help you with code compliance, reducing your energy consumption, and even optimizing clean energy use. Learn more by visiting green-energy360.com.
Relax, recharge, and refresh with Sweet Buds Dispensary, where quality meets care. From premium products to expert advice, we're here to help you find your perfect vibe. Experience Maryland's trusted source for wellness. Sweet Buds Dispensary, the natural choice.
And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, my name is Caroline Hutchison, your host of Strange Famous 2024. I'm here with my friend Deepak. We have been through a lot together in, I don't even know how many years, 4 years we've been working together-ish.
A little longer than that. I think we met in 2019.
Dang, 5 years now?
5 years ago.
So when I met Deepak, he was just a single franchise owner. No, just kidding.
Just one.
Just one. No, I mean, Deepak's amazing. A business guru, I would say, at this point. Very successful in what you've been doing.
I think we've gotten a lot of good luck along the way.
No, luck is not a thing. It's definitely hard work. And
sure.
Success is coming your way from all the hard work.
You know a lot about that,
always
too.
working. You're always working, man.
Right.
But, I mean, blessings for sure. You've got lots of blessings in your life.
Of course.
We started off working here in the Frederick location, right? So the Frederick My Salon Suite has how many suites in it?
We have 29 in there. So the concept, if people aren't familiar, we are a salon suite concept. I never thought I'd be in the hair industry the way I am now.
What?
But yeah, exactly. So what we do is we've actually taken space. We chop it up into individual salons and we rent them out to stylists. So entrepreneurs are renting from us. We are a franchise. So we weren't the first one to bring one to Frederick, but we are definitely one of the most successful ones.
And that's been how long now? 2019, right?
We actually opened up at the ripe old time of March of 2020.
Right during COVID.
Right smack a week before COVID.
But it was kind of a brilliant model for COVID because everyone's separated, right?
Right. We never sold on the scare of COVID.
Right.
I think when, we've got these enclosed spaces, stylists would come in, clients would come in, and they would be, kind of just them. Whereas if you go into a large salon or if you go into a large barbershop, you are kind of all together. It wasn't that long ago. It was only about a little less than 4.5 years ago, we were spacing people out with stickers saying stand 6 feet apart. We actually had to learn ourselves how to have our clients be successful. So we never sold on the fear of COVID. We sold on the success of what it could bring us. At that time also, we had a lot of stylists who are artists who were kind of fledgling around thinking, what are we going to be doing if we can't be personal and close to people? This was a nice concept for us. We do have some great competition here, not just My Salon Suite, but we've got some other competition, and we all thrived. And nice thing about this community is we all kind of came together as a community. Even where I go get my haircut, we showed them how to, separate their shampoo bowls, separate, how to cut with masks on and gloves on. It wasn't, again, that long ago. And, it seemed very surgical at the time and very different for a stylist. But, along with the community, we also had Frederick just blew up also. Yeah. So right now I could say you probably don't have enough cosmetologists in the Frederick area.
I would say you're probably right.
Right.
Yeah. And, from Frederick, the location you had used to be what? Was it a Staples before?
So ours used to be a large Staples.
It was Staples, right?
It's large Staples, and it cut into Aldi and was always, we thought was part of Aldi, was just a big blank wall behind it. But we're in the middle of Aldi in Party City. It was a great location.
Yeah.
So it's actually owned by a really great landlord who's from Frederick. And just the space itself. So, you know me pretty well. I kind of did all my due diligence from my background before. I used to sit out there, right? See how many cars would pass. I actually sat at CarMax one time, see how many cars would pass. And the manager there, friendly guy, just said, there's actually 30,000 cars from Costco to Urbana a day. You know, it's crazy.
That's insane.
That's insane. And I can't imagine what it's like now.
Right.
So it was a great location. So in our business, location is pretty much everything.
Sure.
I mean, not just, you know, obviously in any business, but as you see that area, we were backed up to a mall. We're, you know, right up on 355. And then you've got the Targets and all that. So you want to be in a great area, not just for us as a franchise or our tenants, but your end clients too. You want to make sure they're feeling safe. You make sure they're, you know, shopping everywhere there are. And, you know, other little fun facts of this area are that Aldi is one of the busiest Aldis at Party City, where their Party Cities are closing all around the country. This one got a facelift.
Right.
Right.
I'm there a lot. I'm in that shopping center all the time.
Right. And it's a great location. And again, in Frederick, you just see the expansion of Frederick. And I hope we see more salon suites. I hope more competition. We do see more competition coming in.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty cool if you've never seen the concept. So imagine it's a business like a Staples, right? Or an MP Place. And they come in and they make all these small units. They're not even small. They're just individual units that stylists, barbers, estheticians can rent. And it can be customized to feel like their own space. So the walls can be painted, they can decorate, correct. And then it's private. So you have your own salon, your own space, but you don't have all the overhead cost of owning your own salon.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's a very WeWork model. Right. So WeWork model, we give you an individualized suite. It's not a booth rental. It's not just getting a chair. We give you an enclosed space. Like you said, you customize it. We give you all the furnishings, all your utilities included. But I think as a franchise, you can step back and, you know, we offer a lot more. So we actually offer support. We offer, you know, our tenants can buy health insurance or short-term disability insurance. They can do financial planning. These things just sometimes aren't available if you're working at a small local salon. But the nice thing about small local salons are, you know, they're now getting sophisticated too. A lot of salons are now offering 401ks and benefits and things like that, I think, to compete. But they're also cultivating the next suite owner or the next salon owner.
Sure. So you said you never imagined yourself being in this industry.
No,
right?
Not at all.
So before this, what was your background before this?
I come from big corporate America. So I was a senior vice president of sales. I used to travel 200,000 miles a year. I had folks from Eastern Shore, Maryland, all the way to Moscow to Cape Town working for me. So I was opening up offices. We was in the satellite business. And my kids were growing up right here in Oakdale, and I was kind of missing them quite a lot every week. I'd make sure I was home every week. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So I actually wanted to bring something different here, and then talk to somebody I did one of my grad program with, and she introduced me to the concept of salon suites. And here we are. You know, our first one was in 2020. Now we have three deep. So we've got we went from 1 to 3 within a week this past October.
It was a wild October.
It was a wild October.
So I do marketing for Deepak. And so my company, Medina Media, produces content. We post, we do videos, helping tell people, hey, there's an opening, you know, come and check it out, take a tour with Deepak. So we went from one location, then built a brand new location in Hagerstown,
correct,
which is very successful already, right? And that just opened in the spring. Right?
No, it opened October, not even 2 months ago.
Construction was going on.
Yeah, construction was going on in spring. So that was a 2-year project.
And Wormel did a great
job with that one. We're right up on Garland Grove Boulevard. Great location again.
Right by the Party City.
Right by a Party City and a Panera, which we're very lucky with.
That's what you said. You were like, it worked the first time.
Worked the first time.
Do it again.
Yeah, if I could build one in Ellicott City, I would. If I could put a Panera there.
So then Ellicott City
we did a purchase. So Ellicott City we did a purchase. And that one was an up and successful one in a great area called Normandy Plaza. So right now I'm just running up and down I-70. pretty much.
I just feel like you've done such a great job retaining the people that you have and like creating really good relationships and cultivating that. And, congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, for us, I always thought when we get into this business, and if you look at any kind of business, I think I would tell, when I talk to entrepreneurs, they're always like, what is the secret sauce? Is it my product? Is it my brand? And I would say as an entrepreneur, and you know this, it's really you. Right. With your media company, you're the secret sauce. You kind of go in there and tell people how to do things. We necessarily don't go in there and tell them how to run their business, but we do support them all the way. We do like to have fun. I think you were there the first year, like we opened in COVID. Mm-hmm. We didn't have trick or treat that year. Yeah. So remember, you and I decided we're going to do a trick or treat day for our stylists, and that went viral a little too much. Yeah. And next thing you know, we had pretty much invited the entire town of Frederick to come trick or treat in our location, and
we had like a ice cream truck.
We had a Italian ice truck or something out there. We had my son's basketball buddies come in. They were walking everybody, making sure everybody's 6 feet apart. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of, we've done that almost every year.
Sense of community.
It's a sense of community. Mm-hmm. We've done that. We do. I'm on the board of the Boys and Girls Club. We do back to school haircuts right before the kids go back to school. So it's a sense of just whatever I do, we do it for the tenants, and we do have great retention. I would say, again, out of the original 34 I still have 16 that are still on their fifth lease now.
That's amazing.
Which is a great testament to not just the business model itself, but I think they kind of like that location. They like being part of the franchise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's an easy, model to love, because it's like you don't have the overhead costs, you don't have the utilities and all the stress and all of that. You kind of have it, but they don't.
Yeah, it's and we teach them to be entrepreneurs, right? I think we teach them to be entrepreneurs. I think it's in a sense you could be a W-2 somewhere, but here we teach them really of if you're working at a salon, you don't get to write off your scissors and your capes and all these things, your lunches. But here we kind of show them, say, my motto has always been, look, everything's right up until your accountant tells you it's not. And that's kind of what we tell them. So, and they get into a different tax bracket. We have, across the three, we have over 85 stylists. I would say some of them are well over 6 figures. Wow. They kill it. And that's how good they are. They're artists. They really are artists. Right. And they should definitely beckon their worth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you haven't ever had a chance, or if you've never seen My Salon Suite, you should go check it out. Definitely hit up Deepak, go take a tour.
Oh, we'd love to give you a tour. Yeah.
Check it out.
If you have stylists that want to take a tour, or if, we love just people just come in and take a tour. Some of the best compliments we get are from the end clients. I've been to the gym or to basketball games, and I've heard folks talk about our suites, saying what a great space they were.
Sure. And they're so cool. Like each one really does feel totally different. Like some people have, the walls are purple and gold, and some's like, plants
artists
everywhere, and some, very hippie feeling, and some is very modern. I love it. It's totally cool.
They're artists. So we want them to feel like this is their salon, their studio. We want their end clients to feel comfortable. And great part about it is they can redecorate however they want. They can keep it the same. They can expand their business. I have, personally helped others who've actually left us to open up larger salons. And it's a great testament to how we help support them, not just in business, but their life.
Right.
Right. So their families.
You become a mentor.
Yeah. Not just a mentor, but their families have grown with us, right? We've seen babies' birth there, and then they're saying we need some more, Deepak. Right? Yeah. So we need, I think it's a great sense of community again. Right. I'm never afraid to lose somebody if they just want to go grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had another guest on the show this season, Eric from I9 Sports. Mm-hmm. And, they just did their fundraiser. And I volunteer for that every year. Cool. So I love doing that event. And I know that the Boys and Girls Club's one of the recipients for that.
We are so grateful to them.
Yeah. And I mean, what an awesome way to raise money. And I love the Boys and Girls Club. I love the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. How did you get involved, and why the Boys and Girls Club?
I got involved in 2018. I was talking to somebody who I network with, and his wife used to work there. And so we got introduced and said, hey, you'd be great on the board. I got introduced to the board. I think I've got the longest tenure on that board. So made some great friends, but I think we've also accomplished quite a lot. We lost a pretty good leader, but we got an amazing new leader in Tamika.
She was at the event. She was
yeah,
hilarious.
she loves to play, and Tamika, if you get to know her, she is everywhere to be found but home, because she will work the community. She has passion for the Boys and Girls Club, and she drives that passion to her board. But we've done things like Tour de Frederick is a big fundraiser for us. We used to have a golf tournament that was a big fundraiser. So the community is really given to us. People don't know the Boys and Girls Club is probably one of the fewest clubs we have to do our own community fundraising.
Okay.
We don't get money the United Way or the Salvation Army way. This is actually coming into us from the community. We go out there and fundraise from the community, and the community's been amazing.
And just if people aren't familiar with the Boys and Girls Club, what are the basic things?
Basic, people. It's not a daycare, so this is basically a learning environment for school-age kids to come in. We have 2 locations, one on Burke and one on Madison. Each location that's separated out. One is for elementary school kids, and one is for middle schoolers. So we are actually within middle school programs. We will bus elementary school kids to them. We're right across from Lincoln Elementary, so they walk over. But the programs we have aren't just, come in here and we'll daycare for you. Mm-hmm. We'll come in and we do have educational specialists. So the kids are learning. They're going to come in and do homework. They're going to get fed. But the best part about them is they never feel a sense of being alone. I think the best thing in children never want to feel alone, right? They want to be with friends. Heard. Yeah, they want to feel heard. They want to be with their friends. They want to feel like people around them have their best, totally have their best case in mind, right? And that's how the Boys and Girls Club is. So, and with middle schoolers, we kind of take them to the next level. We now have a STEM program that goes through there, which is a lot of it came from the Cal Ripken Foundation. So we have one of the best STEM programs. Okay. There are other great programs here also.
STEM is what? Science, technology, engineering, and mechanics?
Yep,
okay.
And math.
Math.
And so, so the Boys and Girls Club provides a lot more. We do a summer program. We do a winter program. So this is for kids to come in all day during those breaks.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. I think it's we get involved quite a lot. My son actually worked there this summer and loved it. So,
really?
Yeah. So he used to volunteer quite a lot and say, I want to kind of work there this summer. That was his first summer job.
That's my next question.
Yeah.
So how can people get involved if they want to volunteer, they want to help? There's ways to do that.
So there is a Boys Girls Club, Frederick. So, we do have a website, but stop in. We encourage you to stop in. Stop into our Madison or Burke location. Come in and say you want to volunteer. Come in and say you want to get involved. We'd be happy to have you.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for everything you do in the community. Congratulations on all your awesome growth. And
well, you're part of that too.
I just want to say one last thing before I let you go. Your wife is beautiful.
Aw, thanks.
I finally got to meet her at Panera the other day, and I'm so happy for you.
She's awesome.
She's beautiful, beautiful inside and out. You can just tell.
She's an educator.
Amazing energy.
She
does.
Love,
you guys are a great match. So I'm very happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Really happy.
Thanks.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming on the show again.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. It's my second one. You had to come back anytime.
A couple years later, repeat,
sure.
But had to catch up with everything you've been doing, been busy. So
been busy.
Keep everybody on the,
I appreciate everything you do for us too.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Great to have you. All right, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. Until next time, keep it super weird, and we'll see you on Strange Famous. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to Strange Famous Frederick, hosted by me, Caroline Hutchison. Produced by Medina Media Productions. Audio by Frederick Recording Studio and Robin Smith Productions. Video by Beaver Enterprise Group. Sponsored by Sweet Buds Dispensary, My Salon Suite, and Maryland Windows, Doors, and Roofs. Visit us online at strangefamousshow.com.